All right, the game from last night. So Miami goes into DC to try to get some minutes, reps, more like for some folks who don't often play, and then trying to get through this game without any major injuries. And to me, those are the big wins. To me, those are the big wins. So it's Inter Miami going up against DC United, and the Herons drew 1-1 in the comeback. At least they try to make this comeback. Um, It didn't start off very well, though, because, of course, it's a set-piece goal by Jackson Hopkins. In the 13th minute, it just shoots one into the back of the net, getting the ball possession, and it lays it into the back of the net. And it's already a 1-0 ball game for DC United. Not good news right there. Inter Miami looked to respond. Fafa Picault with the shot attempt that was missed. Kajima with the shot that was also missed. There was a little slight injury for Fafa, but thankfully he was able to play through, so there's nothing really noteworthy to take note. So thankfully he was able to play through. Kajima with the shot attempt, which was stopped by Rocco Rio's novel. Oscar Ustori is not one of those players who are playing this game. It's one of those situations where you want to rest him for the big game that's going to happen, I believe, Wednesday, August 27th. I guess they got Orlando City next. That's a Leagues Cup semifinal, so that match is very important. And I should point out, no, Messi did not play in this game. Neither did Jordi Alba, for injury reasons or maybe even rest reasons. But those are the right, either way, it's the right decision to not play Messi. Hopefully he'll be recovered by the time the Orlando City match happens, because that is a big one. That is probably the biggest match in club history right now, because the Florida Derby. Right now, Orlando is kicking our asses. We gotta absolutely give them the payback and things like that. Anyway, back to this game. Kojima with the shot attempt that was saved by Rocco Rio's novel. Herrera with the yellow card with the pretty ridiculous foul. Another player from DC United, Peltola with also yellow card for fouling Sogavia. Kramashi was blocked outside the box following the corner kick. And it's halftime. It's 1-0 DC. Off to a bad start, right? Inter Miami definitely had more of an advantage. I say that because they actually were able to score a goal and they were able to get some minutes in. But Kramashi with the yellow card, with the pretty much start off. Couple of shot attempts early to start the second half. Allende, Sailor, both of which did not make it through anywhere to the goalkeeper. Kramashi with a shot attempt that was blocked. And a few substitutions. The big one right here that we're going to discuss is Baltasar Rodriguez. He replaces David Ruiz. Sergio Busquets comes in to replace Gonzalo Lujan. And Rodrigo De Paul comes in to replace Sogavia. Rodriguez with the shot and he misses close range following the corner kick, which that should have went in. To be honest, that should have been one of those shots that could have went to the back of the net. Substitution for DC, Sherrill for Gabriel Perani, Morel Jacob Morel replaces Kojima. Noah Allen the shot, it was saved it by Barraza. Corner kick for Inter Miami, and there'll be a substitution. Luis Suarez comes in to replace Allende. But in the 64th minute from the corner kick, with the striking distance, it's Baltasar Rodriguez. He shoots the missile to the top right of that corner of the goal net. What a shot there by Rodriguez. What a shot. And that goes into the back of the net. So what a goal. So congratulations to Baltasar Rodriguez for achieving his first MLS goal of his career. First of many. First of many, man. It was awesome. 72nd minute, there was a through ball for Jacob Morel, but he hit the post right outside the box, which is pretty, which is unfortunate right there. Substitution for DC. Fafa Bacol gets blocked. Corner kick for, into Miami. Baltasar Rodriguez almost did it again from the corner. Luis Suarez with that close range, but he was stopped there by Barraza. That should have went in if he had that accuracy pinned. Corner kick for DC, and then 78th minute, Jacob Morel actually scored a goal to recapture the lead for DC. However, he was caught offside. And thankfully, that was way more fortunate than the post in the 72nd minute, because he was offside. Morel just had some bad luck in the second half. It was very close. To me, it looked very close, but hey, we'll take it. Barraza gets hurt, but he was able to play through, thankfully. We go to stoppage time right now. Corner kick for Inter Miami. That was cleared away. 93rd minute stoppage. Suarez was called offside. Morel actually was hurt, but he was able to play through this game. 97th minute, a stoppage. There was controversy. There was definitely controversy in deep into stoppage time. And you know what? Instead of just me trying to explain it, how about I show you? And I'm going to ask a serious question right here. Does that look like a handball? Let me go back in. Let me go back in and show you again. Pay close attention right here. Head bounce and it ricocheted to the hand. That's a handball. That is a handball. But the referee says it's not a handball. Or he completely missed it and completely disregard the fact that it's definitely a handball. How is it that is not a handball, but the ones from the quarterfinals against Tigres, those were the handballs? We get the benefit of the calls in the quarterfinals, which is those were clear and obvious handballs. This is also clear and obvious. How the hell is that it wasn't? They didn't even go to VAR. Otherwise, this would have been a penalty because it happened right in the box. Miami would have won this game. I'm telling you right now, Miami would have won this game if they would have gone to VAR. Because that is clearly a handball. Clear as day handball. Suarez was really pissed off. He was irate to the official. He gets booked for a yellow. And the ball game ends in the 98th minute stoppage. Oh, and speaking of which, right? When the game ended, Miami was on the front lines. They were going on the attack. When they crossed the white line in the midfield, then they blew it. They blew the whistle. When Miami was going on the attack, or at least they're going to lead up to the attack, but they were on offense. Why are you blowing the whistle? But if this was any other team, they would have kept it going. Let me just say this right here. For those who complain that Inter Miami gets all the calls, let me just say this right now. Where is it? Inter Miami has only given just one penalty in MLS league play since the start of 2024. One penalty. One penalty in 2 seasons, start of 2024 season in MLS league play. We get penalties in other competitions like CONCACAF and FIFA Club World Cup, sure. But not in MLS league play. How is that possible? Especially if they were clear and obvious handballs like this one. And I'm really surprised they didn't go to VAR for this one. That is horrible. That is horrible officiating from the officials at the end of the game. They should have gone to VAR. They didn't, and so the game remains in tie. Let me be clear, and I'm going to say this again and again because people love to twist my words. The game, it's not the officiating fault. What I'm saying is it played a huge role why Miami did not win. That should have been a penalty, and they completely missed it. Our fault is the offense just could not get into the back of net. They couldn't even get the pass going. It's why we didn't lose this. It's why we didn't win this game. Nor have we lost this game. They got to do better on offense. Coming up next is against Orlando City. That's on Wednesday. I'm going to do a preview of that game within days. And the good news is it's going to be at Chase Stadium. The bad news is Orlando City did crush us in that game, even if it's in Chase Stadium. We have to do better. We have to do better to get to the Leagues Cup final. Anyway, that's story for another day. All right, man, that's going to do it for this one, and I'll see you guys next time. Everybody, adios.